Vivian. I am the Sister of Lazarus, and I have come to be Marilyn's gatekeeper, and I do my best to make sure the people that come through are the right ones for our setting. We only attract those good ones out there because we're good people, and we're not interested in the others. So we're just glad that all these people are here today to help bring in all the good spirits tonight. And thank you, and I will talk to you at the end. So toodaloo.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am John.
Oops, I'm
God
sorry.
bless you.
What was that?
That was my tape recorder,
Oh,
and I don't know what happened. And I'm terribly sorry.
well, that was a shocking sound.
Yes.
Kind of did me in.
I am recording, John. Is that all right?
Yes, that's very fine. No problem at all. Marilyn enjoys being able to hear afterwards what's gone on. So somebody is calling at this point, it sounds like. I thought she had unplugged that. Anyway, we would like to welcome you, and glad that you came to this evening, and want you to know how happy we are with the ascension going on. It is still not real obvious to the mainstream public, but you people have been going through changes and unusual circumstances that make you wonder, is that not true?
Yes, it is.
Yes, we certainly. I certainly have been experiencing some strange happenings.
Do you want to tell us about your happenings, Mac?
Where would you like me to start?
Well, what ones were the ones that surprised you the most?
Well, I guess it really started when I got up on a Sunday morning and I thought it was Monday, and I was supposed to be in a bowling league, and I overslept, and I didn't have time for breakfast, and just before I left I checked my email, and my goodness, my computer was off by a day. It said Sunday instead of Monday. And then I noticed that my clocks that display the date, they were all screwed up too. They also said Sunday instead of Monday. So I called Marilyn and I said, what day is this? And she says, it's Sunday. And all that day it just seemed like it was Monday to me. It wasn't until Tuesday that things got back to normal.
Do you understand what's happening, Mac?
Well, I'm having a whole bunch of events. I've had several dreams that have to do with time, and so it seems to me that I'm being told that the time is near for the ascension.
Well, it also has to do with the collapsing of the third dimension. What is going on is, as third dimension is disappearing, there is a book called The Disappearance of the Universe. And what that means is, as the good, bad, right and wrong, judgment and criticism is disappearing through being spiritualized, as we see the grace in those situations and bless those situations and see how they benefited us, and we no longer hold judgment on them, that third dimension is disappearing. And you had an experience of moving closer into the no time. And so you skipped what you thought was a day, but it was because your frame of reference was disappearing. Does that make sense to you?
I think that helps to clear it up. So it sounds like I've talked with other people who are having similar experiences, and it sounds like we'll probably be having more as time goes on.
I think you're right, and it's definitely going to happen for more and more people, and they won't understand it necessarily like you will. They will be confused, and so anytime you can help give information out that is helpful, send out, to people that this is part of the experience, that it will happen not just in whole days of feeling like the whole day is wrong, but you will even go from maybe looking at the clock at 12 o'clock and all of a sudden it's 4 o'clock and you say, what happened? And it's part of this dissolving of the paradigm that we are so used to. We are so ingrained with our little bodies being conditioned to being on a certain time at a certain place and doing a certain thing. And we are going to be moving more and more into no time in the fifth dimension. So you are experiencing some bits and pieces of that.
Thank you, John, for that explanation.
And has someone else had some interesting experiences about this?
I haven't had experience like that, but I've had a lot of recognitions of things that I have been waiting for, searching for. Going through this last 3 weeks of a cleansing process, I guess I would call it that.
That is exactly what it was, Darcy. And we want you to know that we were with you through those painful, very trying, wounded times that you were having to detox, as you might call it. It was a very tough time for you. You braved it very cheerfully, comparatively. You handled it very bravely, and you came through. I would say you still have a little residual in your lungs, but you came through it really quite courageously, and we would like you to know that you were not alone.
Thank you so much. I know the time because this one particular incident happened while I happened to be with your channel on the phone, and I'm so grateful for that because she was really able to help me work through that, that past life thing. And I'm very grateful for that.
Well, she was glad to be there when you needed her. We are here. This is a good example, Darcy, of what we're coming into for the fifth dimension. I am so glad you brought this up. The fifth dimension is about sharing and coming together in unity and living in the love that we talk about, but actually applying it in all parts of our lives. And the being able to share with one another is so important. That energy that she was able to be there with you and you shared with her brought you together in a spiritual merging. And the more people are open to sharing that way, the more we will be merging into that oneness of the fifth dimension. And that was just a small little sample you had of what it's like to be in a sharing of your feelings and experiences. And that's what life is about, is experience. And so many people are breaking free of their shells that have restricted them from being able to do that, and to be able to speak up and say who they are and truly express what's going on is a very big step. So Darcy, that you were part of that and could open up and feel those feelings and deal with them so well and understand and get in touch with the significance was a huge, huge thing for you. And that's what more of the people will be doing. You're a wonderful example.
Thank you. We did have an example today with our Monday class that your channel and Mac used to be a part of. And the other fellow, Tom, I've noticed today, because I've missed 2 weeks, that there was a breaking through for him also, which I've been doing a lot of praying for. And how he is able even to talk with me, to open up and starting to deal with some of his feelings and to allow that out. And it was very noticeable today, and I'm really grateful for that.
You see, you give people permission to do that, and that is a wonderful gift that you have. So treasure your ability to be patient with someone like Tom. It's taken a long time for him to be safe. And you have given him the opportunity and the feeling of safeness that he needed. He sat there for many years in his protection and wanting to express more, but really couldn't do that. And what a wonderful surprise that it's finally happening. It always happens right on time, you know.
Always. Yes.
So it was his time of awakening, his time of opening and expressing, and I believe his fifth chakra, the throat chakra, and his chakra system is developing much stronger than it was, and that's part of why he was able to do that today. you might tell him at some point that his fifth chakra is developing very well, and he'll notice some big changes in his communication.
Thank you so much. I'll be glad to tell him that.
All right.
Glad to tell him, yes.
Very good.
Because that will make him feel even better. Because he is working a lot on self-esteem and opening up, and he's become, today I noticed that he was so much softer in his energy. It was really wonderful.
Well, I really appreciate your feedback, Darcy. That is such good news to hear about him. I am so pleased, and many of us have been working with him for a long time, and it is so nice to see the rewards of our work. So thank you for acknowledging his progress.
I think it's called patience.
And for some people, we need lots of patience, and with him it has been a series of patience. But you see, there is no better time, because even though it didn't happen sooner, it is all happening all right now. When the time collapses, he is right on track. It didn't matter exactly in your time frame, because it's happening right now for all of us.
I think part of it is the fact that there's only the two of us. So it gives him an opportunity, because he was feeling hindered from speaking. He didn't feel like he was able to, because there was so much other going on. And so now he has the opportunity, and I give him the opportunity and ask him questions and try to pull him out, and it's beginning to happen, and I just thank God.
What a wonderful, wonderful gift tonight to know that one more person is blooming and blossoming spiritually and actually happening in his life. And that is a beautiful gift that you're sharing with us, Darcy. People will be blossoming and blooming that way more and more as we move into being even more aware of the fifth dimension. And isn't that amazing how well he is coming along, so that he also can be an example for others that need to have that safety and that opportunity to say it's okay to express yourself.
John, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Would it be good if I went out and disconnected that phone so it would stop ringing?
Let's not worry about it tonight, but next week we'll be more prepared.
I'll make sure it's disconnected next time.
I think that's a good idea. Thank you. Yes, it is distracting. It does change the vibrations. But thank you for being so considerate. I think we'll just let you sit there for right now and not worry about that.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Okay. We haven't heard from Nancy tonight. Have you had some interesting experiences lately?
In my meditations, I'm hearing people talk back to me. I'm getting farther in my meditation.
That is good.
It's very good. I'm thrilled. Are you aware of things that I'm not aware of right now?
I do know that you are in a situation which we talked about a week ago maybe, and what I know better to tell you tonight is that you wrote this script for you to gain in your self-confidence and self-esteem and be stronger in a situation, detached in a situation, so to balance some of your past